We're making prime rib for the first time. I've never made this before, but I don't think it's going to be too hard. We're going to reverse sear this puppy in a couple days for Thanksgiving. So the only thing we need to do right now is we patted it dry a little bit. You just need to put salt on this and pepper or other stuff if you want to do that, but nothing wet. We're just trying to let this dry and get salted and seasoned through for a couple days before we put it in, because we want to reduce surface moisture and ensure that we have a good reverse sear. So we liberally salt all sides. You're not really going to be able to put too much salt on this thing. I guess this is not a prime rib, it's a standing rib roast. A prime rib is specifically that cut, but prime. And those are expensive. I don't know that I got that from my local butcher. It's probably Choice or something, I don't know. USDA Choice. I'm just gonna crack some pepper. So that's it. You can do more stuff. You don't have to. You could put, you could crust this in a whole bunch of stuff. I have like Montreal seasoning over here. I have steak and chop. I'm gonna keep it a little simple though. You do a little bit more salt on this fat part right here. But yeah, this will season through for a couple days in the fridge. Leave it uncovered, and then we'll pull it out. The surface will dry it off a little bit. We'll reverse sear this on Thursday after the Lions game. Or during the Lions game, I guess. Go Lions. We've taken the prime rib out of the fridge. It looks dry on the surface, is what you want. It's not 100% dry though. Like if you touch it with your fingers, there's still moisture. You can see it a little bit, probably in the camera. Just the surface of this has dried, and you have salt all the way through, some pepper. We're gonna season this more in a little bit, but first we have to let this sit out for just a little bit at room temperature. I'm doing about 40-50 minutes or so, because I don't want the core of this to be as cold as the fridge when we put this in there. In a little bit, I'll be preheating this oven to 250, and then we'll cover this in a compound butter I made right here. This is a compound butter with essentially like a Montreal steak blend. So gonna be good. We're gonna put this all over this. We're gonna put it on this rack though, not on this. And we're gonna put a mirepoix. So we have onions, we have a head of garlic, we have some carrots, celery, I have some thyme I'm gonna put down there. So we're just gonna make a mirepoix. Hit that with a little oil. But while we're waiting for all that, we're gonna make a horseradish sauce real quick. So this is that. You're gonna want to grab probably canned horseradish like this. This is good stuff. It's quite spicy, but otherwise you'll have fresh horseradish and it'll blow your doors off. I mean, if you like it really, really hot, by all means get fresh horseradish. But this stuff is perfectly fine. I'm gonna do like equal parts mayo and then just some sour cream. It'll add some zing, some zip. Honestly, equal parts mayo and sour cream plus some kind of seasoning, garlic or something is a very normal sauce. We're gonna add some Worcestershire. Not a ton. Probably add to taste in a second. And add some pepper. You don't have to add, you don't have to add any of this if you don't want to, except for horseradish, because that's what makes it horseradish cream. So the longer this sits, the hotter this is gonna get. And I am making this for a crowd that is not super into hot stuff. So I'm gonna start low, make it, and then taste it, but as it sits, I'm gonna definitely use more. But as it sits, it will intensify and spread the flavor around. Yeah, that's gonna need more. I'm using the fork just to be able to have something that whips it, because I don't want this staying in clumps, so I'm not just gonna paddle it around with my spoon. But definitely can take more. There's some of this when it's prepared like this, it just has like vinegar and salt and some other things on it. So it's a little less harsh than freshly grated horseradish, which can really blow your doors off. Have you ever taken like, I don't know, a bite of too much wasabi or something? Let's see, this is gonna need salt for sure. I'll do a little bit more Worcestershire so that flavor comes through. And I'm just doing this by taste. I don't have a measurement for this. I would say, oh yeah, let's make it a little runnier. Yeah. Because you kind of want this to fall off the spoon. If you've ever had horseradish cream sauce at any place, like a steakhouse or something. Yeah. And you can just tinker with this. Some people put fresh garlic in here. While I like the flavor of garlic, fresh garlic and fresh horseradish together, sitting uncooked in this sauce, are just going to get way too intense over time. At least for me, my people. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do a little bit more, and that's it. There we go. So probably, I don't know, let's stop with this. 1 teaspoon. This is probably like 3 tablespoons or something. I want the horseradish to come through, but not blast me in the face. Because I want this accessible for everybody that's going to be at Thanksgiving. Or at least most people. All right, yeah. That's the consistency you're looking for. A little runny. I'll show you on the spoon. Because you want to be able to drip this down onto your prime rib when it's time to eat. Yeah. It tastes like horseradish, but it's still cool. And like I said, as it sits, this will get a little bit more intense because this will more marry into it. Okay, so let's just do mirepoix real quick while I have you, because it's easy. Literally this, and don't worry about how you cut the onions that much. I'm just gonna do, these are small, I want them to hold up. We're just gonna do this, exactly like that. And then for the garlic, you just cut it right down the center, sideways. Skin on and everything. Garlic down, cut side down. Don't worry about it, throw all of it in here. We're gonna strain this out later when we make our gravy, so it does not matter how we have it. And plus, the skin and stuff is going to cook into our mirepoix. And then I'm gonna put the, carrots down here, celery down here, you'll see it in a second. All right, we have the mirepoix. You see it's just cut kind of big. I'm just putting a little oil down here so this doesn't all burn up. Just a little salt throughout the whole thing. We'll be seasoning it actually later. This will just make everything a little better. Not even a ton. So this is just gonna go over top. It's not even the official one. I had a different roasting rack, but I didn't like the clearance on it because I want this roast up off the bottom a little bit. Let's make it 250. So, I need to put the thyme down there. We're gonna take the compound butter and just put it all over this thing. And when I say it really doesn't matter, it really does not matter. We're cooking this for a long time, nice and low. We're doing a reverse sear method on this, which is a method that was developed by, everyone knows one of my guys. I even film like this because of J. Kenji Lopez. So it's more popular now, but people do it for like big thick cuts of like ribeye and things. We want this side up, so I'm gonna do this side first. And it's just softened, it's been sitting out. We're just gonna cover it in the compound butter, which again is butter and a Montreal steak seasoning blend, essentially. There's some other stuff in there, but don't worry about it. Put whatever you want in here. You can just do salt and pepper in this again. But you do want some kind of fat base. You can do oil here. You do want some kind of fat for this to stick to. This is gonna drip down onto the veggies and also coat this. We're just gonna cover every piece of it. We want the fat on top though, because we want that piece to render down onto the rest of everything else. This is not a meaningless gesture. All right, just like that, on top of the rack. It really is this easy. There's like, you know, you could do this. Pretty satisfying, honestly. But once this hits 230, we're gonna take this out and let it rest for like an hour. And then we're gonna do some other stuff. We're gonna make potatoes, do some sides and stuff. Whatever sides you wanna make is fine. And then when all my other stuff is done, I'm gonna take this at the end and we're gonna put it in a convection oven. You don't have to use convection if you don't have it, but if you do have it, it's even better. And we're gonna roast this off at a high temp, about 500, 550 or something. And the outside's gonna get crispy, the inside's gonna be perfect. And medium rare or rare. And then we are going to eat, and that'll be it. That's the whole thing. So this is gonna preheat, sit out for a little bit, and we're good to go. All right, this is where you wanna put the probe, right in the side there. We set this for 128 degrees, so I have a little bit of time. There's gonna be a lot of carryover cooking here, but we're just gonna put it in. Lions are losing. Let's check the temperature. It's 97 internal. We're looking for 128. This is what it looks like. Okay, there, I spun it. So we have a nice even roast happening. Looks great. All right, we just pulled this out. It's looking good. It's got a crust. It's rendered a lot. This mirepoix down here, looking good. There's a lot of drippings down there. We're just gonna tent this up with foil and let this rest for like an hour.
I brought wine cooler, John.
I want a wine cooler after I cut into this to see if it's good. Right here, right there.
I brought wine coolers. My girlfriend got me these for
Hold on here. She's telling a story.
I will. I don't really care for them, but I'm having one right now.
He's making noises! All right.
Oh, dude.
All right, it's good. We did it.